I'm Aaron Lichty from the Winning Formula, and I'm here with the Paragon Performance GLGT C8. This is a collaborative effort between the Winning Formula, Paragon Performance, and Verus Engineering. That group has worked casually together on various projects over the years. We've always enjoyed working together. This is a more formalized relationship between the three of us because we were all collectively very excited about the C8. And so we all had different ideas of what we wanted to do with the C8, and we realized that those ideas were very much in line and that we could come up with a really nice product if we worked together collectively on it. And so it's been enjoyable to work with those guys, but also the product is way better than anything we as the Winning Formula could have produced alone or any individual entity could have done alone. This is based off of the Z51 road car. It is still very much a road car in a lot of ways. We're seeing how far we can push these chassis. We try to stay one step ahead of customers. We want to have the experience before they do. That way we have firsthand experience of what we're getting people into with our recommendations, upgrades that we steer people towards for these cars. This one's got quite a few unique bits on it, but it also has some very standard issue things. So we started with a road car, developed this car as a road car, looked at Gridlife's new GLGT series and said, that could be fun to take one of these racing. We were pretty encouraged by the performance that the car had as a road car. You know, go to a lapping day, run against other road cars. Hey, this thing's fast. How would it stack up against race cars? And so GLGT gives us an opportunity to run against individually constructed race cars, things that guys build in their garages, things that other shops build, as well as factory built race cars, Honda TCRs, GT4 offerings from various manufacturers. And so looking at the C8 on paper, we're like, man, that would stack up pretty nice against GT4 cars, but I'm sure we'll learn a lot in the process. We'll encounter some hurdles and then we'll just work through them and we'll be better at serving our customers on the other side of that. So this is our first weekend with the car, and it's somewhat overwhelming what we're learning, but the good news is that we're not learning these tragic deficits of the car. We're actually learning in a lot of ways that the car was better than at least I anticipated. Maybe that means we were pessimistic coming into the weekend, but I was cautiously optimistic, and the car's actually even exceeded some of those optimistic sort of baselines that I had for it. So important things that we've changed on the car from a base car: downforce, downforce, downforce. So GLGT rules allow us to do a lot with aerodynamics. There's restrictions on it. The aero can't be wider than the widest point of the car. That would be the mirror. The splitter can't protrude more than 6 inches from the bumper face, things of that nature. But within those confines, Verus Engineering's helped us develop a package for the car that is really a lot of downforce. The car is so much fun to drive. The package that they put together is not something that's available for purchase yet. It's very much a prototype. There's room for improvement even on top of this, but for how quickly it came together, there's a ton of downforce from the package that we've added to this car. The car needs a safety cage to go racing. That means removing a lot of interior. These cars are electronically complex, so understanding what we can remove, what we can bridge, what we can trick the car's control modules into believing is there, and then other things that just need to remain with the vehicle, otherwise we could have faults. A kind of silly example of that would be that if the vehicle doesn't believe your front hood is latched, it puts the car into a speed limited mode. And so if you want to remove the factory hood latch, you're going to need to bridge that and trick it into thinking that it's always closed. And so stuff like that probably seems trivial, but it actually makes building a race car pretty complex when you're starting with a street car. We didn't encounter anything that we couldn't methodically and thoughtfully work through with the car, but it definitely takes time, and it's empowering to have that information going into future builds. We'll be a lot more efficient with future cars we build. Again, better at serving our customers. So that was our qualifying session. It was also the first session on track for the car since we finished the build or in a competition setting. So we didn't get to do any practice sessions. They all got monsoon rained out. So first half of that session was just scrubbing in tires, getting a feel for the balance of the car. Second half, wanted to put in kind of an honest lap effort as much as we comfortably could with that little run time. Had a weird little ism with the car. I think shutting the car off and quickly restarting it, sometimes all the like TC modes that we turn off don't sync up, and so it was limiting the car when we went out for that lap. So we'll dig into that a little bit, figure out exactly what caused that. But the balance of the car feels good. We have a few tire options here. I think we'll put a little more tire on the front end of the car and then see what we got come race time. So the beginning of that race was really just feeling it out, and it would have been nice to do that in a more relaxing atmosphere, but James in the TCR K-tuned Honda was just wearing me out, and it felt like we had the pace to win, and so I was like, well, I guess we'll just kind of stay in it, and I was ready for that white flag to come out for about 6 straight laps, and managed to hang on. I think he was a little stronger in the last 2 or 3 laps of the race, but we had a decent little straight line punch as long as I could keep the back end of the car straight coming off the corners, and so I think if we're behind him late in a race, we're not going to have anything for him, but if we can stay in front, we're going to be hard to pass.
That's awesome. How'd the car feel, though?
Good, like real good. I mean, for something that was put together with a lot of CFD and kind of computer engineering, so to speak, the correlation to what we were expecting and what we're feeling on track is very good. So, I mean, literally, we've made no setup changes off of our baseline, and the car just won its first race against somebody who I regard as a really, really gifted driver in James Houghton. So, I feel pretty good about that.
So, how was the weekend? How's the car feeling? How'd it go?
Pretty good so far. Trying to race and compete, but also trying to experiment with the car and learn a little bit for future races. So, we didn't have a ton of test time on the car before the weekend, so maybe making more changes to the car during the weekend than we normally would. I was actually really happy with the car after race 2, but kind of forced myself to make a change so that we'd have that information for future competitions. And it went about like we expected. So, you know, some of our hypotheses, if you will, are being correlated with our experience on track. James is real quick in the TCR, so if we get the lead, he's there wearing us out. If he gets the lead, I think we would struggle to pass him. But I think we have some ideas about how to improve the car for future races to be more competitive if we're on the back foot.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect.